Welcome to Smart Health One-on-One. Thank you for joining me on this brief system overview. Smart Health One-on-One is a remote home patient monitoring platform designed for the management of chronic conditions. The user interface we're about to explore will focus on population data. In the left-hand part of your screen, on Smart Health One-on-One platform, you'll see you have an option for population data. In the population data screen, you have three types of filters that you can review data that's been collected in regards to your patients, but look at it at a population filters. Let's start with the first one. I want to review the filter by condition. You're prompted to enter a start date. So let's go ahead and choose a start date. Let's now go ahead and choose an end date. In here, you have the choice to choose of the reading type that you want to review. You now have, if it did have the reading type had multiple measurements, you would have the choice to select the subtype. Since it's blood glucose, we're only going to look at glucose. Now you have the choice of choosing of what condition you want to run this filter for. Is it greater than a certain value, less than, between, or not between? I'll go ahead and choose greater than. The software will now give you the total readings it's found for your date range, and then also found how many have met your condition greater than 250. It gives you the percent of the population that fall under that criteria. You then have the ability to print this, but it also gives you a list view of those individuals that triggered that percent for that date range. One of the nice things that we created for you too is you're able to right away and hit the option to visit profile, and it hyperlinks you directly to that individual's user profile, so you can begin a patient monitoring mode session if you'd like, and it puts you in the range that you were looking at, so you can add notes, review their exceptions, anything at all that you would like to do. It takes you away from population data, but opens it up as a new tab for you to go ahead and begin a patient monitoring session. The next one we'll cover is filter by expectation. In here, you have the same method. You choose your date range. But now I have a choice of pick an expectation. So these expectations, if you remember, can be tailored for certain patients, or it can do the population of your patients. But let's just say a case manager created an expectation that is just set for a specific group of individuals. She or he can now pick that expectation, and it can run a report based on that criteria. Once I hit submit, it's going to look at any individuals that I have under that hyperglycemia critical range greater than or equal to 251. It says it found 15 readings found for that range, but 2 of them really were in that expectation, that greater than or equal than 251. And then it gives you a percent. And it also gives you the list view of being able to look at that individual patient and then also visit profile. And it hyperlinks, just like the previous filter, right into the individual user based on the date range. In order to you can also start the patient monitoring session and focus on that individual patient. The last filter we have is filter by global thresholds. If you remember, you have the options as a care provider under settings to go into global thresholds and set all that up. Under the population data, it gives you that ability to review what you set up for the population and the thresholds and to analyze that. So let's go ahead and choose one. You can choose now the reading type. You have all your devices that you can choose. Let's go ahead and choose blood pressure. As you see, blood pressure collects a few things. So you have the option to drill down to which one you want to evaluate. Let's go ahead and do diastolic. And in here you have a condition, and this is optional. And I'm going to go ahead and run this without choosing the type of condition, just to give you an example. The software will now go out and evaluate that, give you the same options of being able to print that, and then give you a list view of all the individual patients and what the readings that they've taken, how many were found, how many percent of them were high, what's the low percent, what was the good percent, and what was the average diastolic value. And then it also gives you what was the last reading that they took. Again, you can print that and you can scroll down and look at that. I'm going to go back to the condition here. So the condition gives you a way to even drill down a little bit more. So let's say I want to focus with only the individuals that had greater than readings found more than, we'll just do 50. The software now focuses down and drill down a bit further to be able to focus in on the individuals that had at least 50 blood pressure results taken and gives you those percentages so you can match them up. Besides greater than, you can focus on less than, between, and not between to even drill down a little bit more. Just like each one of our population data filters, you can jump right into that individual profile. Once you click that, it hyperlinks you right to the individual as a new page based on the custom date range, and you can begin your patient monitoring mode sessions. That is the population data.